Hi, welcome back to the Dally Diaries. I am Kristel and I'm so glad you decided to join me today. This is going to be a chitty chatty get ready with me. So a couple of things I will be using are a couple of products from Auric actually. So I've got the lip glaze which came in the Beautylish lucky bag. There is a video dedicated to that if you haven't seen it, and I've got a new Smoke Reflect cream and powder eyeshadow duo to try out as well, and just a bunch of other random assorted stuff. Oh, almost forgot the new Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Water Powder Serum, so I'm really looking forward to trying that too. In fact, I might slap that on right now. So I've got this big headband to put on while I'm doing this. These headbands just make me laugh. Like, I feel like the Statue of Liberty. Anyway, I'm sure it's going to do the job though and keep the hair from getting in my makeup. Now, this Danessa Myricks Skin Serum, it's the Water Powder Serum Mattifying and Priming Face Serum. As I'm applying this, let me take you back in time a little bit to my birthday, which was nearly 2 weeks ago now. So this is a weird thing, by the way. You have to like push the bottom. It says tap here. Okay. Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to just kind of, because it says you're supposed to tap it on. It's very like, you see that? Very serum-y. All right, let's just see. So I'm pretty sure the instructions said to just like tap it on in the center and then pat it, and then blend it outside to the outside of your face. So it is sort of the end of summer here, heading into spring. So I have been slightly oilier than usual through my T-zone. Anyway, taking you back. Okay, my birthday was a couple of weeks ago and it was really nice. I had caught up with one of my girlfriends to go see Matchbox 20 and Goo Goo Dolls, which you know about if you've been here before, because I talked about that. And then I had my friend who I used to co-host a breakfast show with for like 4 years, Damon. He turned 40, so I went to his 40th. And then the following day was my birthday. So I went with some girlfriends to the city and we got some lunch and we had pedicures, my first ever pedicure, never had one before. And I honestly have the brightest toenails you'll ever see in your life right now. They're basically fluorescent. I could probably direct traffic with them. So this feels good, by the way. Felt nice going on, felt very serum-y, and now it's obviously drying down. So but it doesn't feel drying. So anyway, yeah, so we did that, went to lunch, had a beautiful time, went to the Fringe, went to see a Fringe show, which was a burlesque show, and it was really good and funny. And I'm just gonna pop some concealer on now. I'm using the MCO Beauty Instant Concealer, Camouflage and Contour. I'm not necessarily gonna tell you everything I'm using throughout this video because it's more of just a chat, so yeah. Feel free to ask questions in comments if there's something I've missed out and you want to know what it is. Anyway, that was a really good day. But then I got home that night and I was like, I don't feel great. And I was like, I feel like I'm getting sick. And the next morning I woke up sick as a dog. So sick with, you know, like the fever, the chills, stuffed up nose, basically just the works. So I'm just gonna put concealer. I've got a little pimple. I haven't had one for ages, but it's popped up because I've been wearing a mask. If I've needed to go anywhere, I try and protect the wider society. But anyway, woke up feeling like absolute garbage. And I did a test, but the test was out of date, a COVID test. And then I got tested properly and it was positive for flu B, influenza. So literally that had me completely wiped out, although like awful, but still not as awful as when I had COVID. That thing Thank God I was vaccinated, or I think I would have been in hospital. But yeah, it's really awful. Really, really awful. I couldn't go to rehearsals for a week for the Addams Family musical that I'm doing. And I couldn't go to work, and I honestly couldn't go anywhere. So I was feeling pretty darn awful. And then it was compounded because, so if you've been here before, you possibly know the story of my ex-boyfriend and myself. So we were together 5 years. His former partner, I'm really sorry to say, it's a horrible thing, but she took her own life. And so he still carries a lot of trauma and baggage from that, even though, you know, it was 3 years before we met. In the entirety of our 5-year relationship, he was never able to say, I love you. He was never able to articulate that. And it just got to a point where I felt like he needed to go and work through his stuff. And we kind of agreed that, you know, we would check in and see how things were going, and he was going to try and get some therapy to work through the reasons, you know, understandably why he's still carrying a lot of trauma and a lot of baggage, because we kind of couldn't go any further than we had. And I'd convinced myself for years that if I just waited a little bit longer, he would be able to have this big epiphany and realize how much he loved me and be able to say it. And it wasn't even that he couldn't say it. When we talked about it, he was like, I don't know how I feel. Which makes me sound crazy for staying with him, but we had so much in common, and I care about him so much still, and he's a great guy, and there are many reasons why, you know, I stayed with him. Anyway, so we split up after 5 years, and that was middle of last year. And since then we've caught up, we've texted, and so we certainly haven't been cut off from each other. And then as I was feeling absolutely vile with the flu, I'm just going to pop some foundation on. I don't know what I want to use. I was going to use this. Oh, I might be able to. This is a sample of the new, complete with my dog hair on it, the sample of the new Makeup Forever HD foundation, the glowier one. There's only like a little teeny bit left in there, but I think I can make it spread. I think I'm going to just use this brush from Temu. Okay, so anyway, my former partner didn't message me on my birthday, which I thought was a bit weird because we're still very supposedly close. And of course I would have certainly contacted him, because I get it, if you're in a relationship where you've split up and that's it and you're like game over, then of course you don't need to be doing that stuff. But we had decided that the idea was we were gonna get back together if possible once he had had some time and some therapy to try and deal with his issues and get to a place where he can open up. But turns out that's not happening now. So he messaged me to say that he's been seeing someone for quite a while now. And honestly, it felt like we were breaking up all over again, or maybe even for the first time, because it didn't really feel like we'd broken up in the first place. Because the whole plan was to have more of a break than a breakup. Anyway, of course he has every right to do whatever he wants to do. But it did make me feel like a bit of an idiot. I felt really stupid because I was like, here I am thinking that, you know, he's getting therapy and we're on the same page and it's gonna work out. And I didn't waste 5 years of my life, which, you know, you can never say you wasted it because we had some happy memories in there, but it wasn't easy. And many times he let me down. Like the first time that I had surgery when we were together, he didn't come to the hospital. He didn't come and visit me for 2 weeks after my surgery. And then the day that he was supposed to come and see me, he instead went to a piss up barbecue with his mates. So there were several incidences like that. He wasn't good at dealing with my illness at all, but he had a lot of really wonderful qualities too. He just kind of shut down in those situations, couldn't deal. This is so glowy. Oh my. I am like a bloody disco ball, and I put that Danessa Myricks mattifying gear underneath. So, holy heck, this is like ultra glow. If you don't want to be ultra glowy, this is not the foundation for you. Like, it feels really light and stuff on, but geez, I'm gonna have to calm down that T-zone. So anyway, it was just basically like I was already feeling absolutely miserable and sick and awful, and then I kind of got hit with this information that my ex-partner was not getting therapy, and he wasn't just kind of like dating people, he was like basically back in a relationship with someone else, and obviously I was the last one to know about it. And it just hit me really hard. After 5 years of trying to be there and be patient and be kind and take it easy and be forgiving, because obviously, you know, I know he's got a difficult past, he's just kind of moved on. So it was a bit of a crappy week, to be honest. Feeling, yeah, gross. Right now I'm just using a Kiko Milano powder to try and tame some of that oil slick in the middle of my fascia. Okay. Anyway, I did a lot of crying. Felt like an idiot. Was like, what have I been doing all these years? And, you know, I have amazing, wonderful, kind, beautiful friends who were all quick to, you know, tell me I'm not an idiot. I'm just, you know, kind and hopeful and see the best in people and hope for the best. Yeah, it's been a tough week. I still am very glowy, but that's definitely better. And as they pointed out, you know, just because my partner has moved on to someone else doesn't mean he's automatically capable of loving them. You know, he's still got those things that he's carrying around. They're still with him. So there's a very real chance that he's going to encounter the same relationship issues. And not everyone's going to wait 5 years for him to sort it out. But, you know, I was angry, I was sad, I was hurt. But now I'm at a place where, you know what? I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay. And yeah, I'm letting it go. I'm letting him go. And I'm going to find someone who is really, truly capable of loving me. Or not. I'm going to love myself. And we'll just see what happens. Okay, so for brows, I just tinted them so they're nice and got some colour at the moment because I'm naturally quite fair. I'm gonna take my trusty Benefit brow powder and just an angled brush to apply that. So yeah, that's been going on with me, and also woke up the other day. Well, basically I passed out in the shower. It was on the floor of the bathroom, well, just on the tiles there. And no one can tell me why this keeps happening, why I keep passing out, which is a little bit concerning. But never mind. Keep soldering on and work something out eventually, I'm sure. And I've been watching a lot of Jay Shetty on YouTube. I love Jay Shetty. If you don't know who he is basically, I guess you'd say, kind of a motivational speaker, but he used to be a monk. So he's got a really unique perspective of where he's coming from. But yeah, I really like listening to him, and it's definitely helped me. And also Matthew Hussey, I don't mind his stuff either. So there was a particular YouTube clip where Matthew Hussey and Jay Shetty were together chatting about sort of getting over your ex and all that kind of stuff. And for the first time since we actually kind of decided to take that break, I feel like we're actually broken up, and I'm ready to accept that it's done, and I'm ready to move on with my life and enjoy everything it has to offer. And okay, so that's on. Just gonna set them in place. And yeah, there's definitely been some fear because I've had a really awful run of relationships. I've picked really bad partners. I mean, not bad people necessarily, just people that aren't really great at being partners. And I kind of think, you know, every now and then it pops into my head, like, why has it worked out for everyone else but me? Like, what's wrong with me? But I think nothing is wrong with me. I'm kind, patient, loyal, humorous. Try to be. And I just need to accept that there's a different path for me. Just gonna put my moles back in. And, you know, I'm a bit of a free spirit, and I'm gonna embrace that and not be ashamed of the fact that I don't own my own house and I'm not married with kids. I'm someone who loves to travel, like that's my passion in life, and be in musicals and do other things. And I deal with a great amount of medical issues, you know, chronic illness. And so maybe it's good to be on my own for a while, unless I can find someone who is actually compassionate and kind and able to offer that in a relationship like I offer to my partner. Someone who accepts that I'm unique. Okay, so the base is on. I don't mind how that foundation looks, but it is very, very glowy, like uber glowy. So, you know, just bear that in mind. Now, what have I got here? Yeah, I'm going to go in with the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer today in the shade Medium. I think I'm going to use this brush to apply it. Yes, so that's where my head is at. And I'm not going to be afraid of being alone, like I've been on my own before. If I'm ever going to date anyone again, they're going to have to be awesome, like really awesome to make me consider it. And I'm not going to settle for something that is not right. That doesn't mean I expect anyone to be perfect, because I absolutely don't. I'm not. But, you know, there's basic things that I need to be happy in a relationship, and I'm not going to settle for not having those things anymore, which I have definitely in the past. But yeah, if you're having any like issues with your love life, or any, you know, like just in general, you want some inspiration or whatever, Matthew Hussey and Jay Shetty are really cool. Okay, so just add a little bit of colour to the thighs. Now I want to try out this new Auric Smoke Reflect. The box is so pretty. I'd never tried anything from Auric until I got the lip gloss in the lucky bag. Okay, so this has a cream shadow and a powder shadow on the top, and it's like a cranberry shade. So it has a little like thing to keep the product obviously from drying out. These feel a little bit like the Charlotte Tilbury cream shadows. I'm hoping it stays on me a bit better though, because they don't last on me the best. Like not the worst, but not the best. So that's the cream shade, and then the powder shade. Oh, crikey. The powder shade is, oh, it's a little bit of a duochrome. So it's from pink to like a coppery bronze shade. Oh, pretty. You can see how yeah, it's definitely a duochrome. All right, so we're gonna pop that on the eye. I just want to use my finger and then I might blend it out with a brush. That is where my life is at right now, and I'm still recovering from the flu. And it's really hanging on. But I really wanted to film something today because it's been a long time. You also would have seen potentially the short that I put up where I received the Viseart palettes that I'd ordered, and I've never ordered from Viseart before. But what happened is they sent one of the palettes is incorrect. So I ordered one that was a warmer tone palette and they've sent a cooler tone palette. They were really great. The customer service was super quick though, and they've already posted me out the one I actually ordered. So that should be here soon. And I'm looking forward to just playing with some Viseart palettes that you very likely may already have in your collection. So maybe we can inspire you a little bit. Pull them out. I'm not sure if I should have used an eye base for this to make it last a bit longer, but this is where we're at. Okay. So as I mentioned, I did go to the Fringe for my birthday, and it was really fun. Adelaide Fringe time is my favourite time of year because the city is just like alive with character and uniqueness and culture and all the good stuff. Now when I ordered this product, I had this issue where, so I was literally home all day. This is yesterday. I was home all day because I've had the flu, and then, you know, I've been doing things like passing out in the shower, and so all day I am at home, and I have a small home, and I have a dog that barks if someone comes in the front yard. I had a message in the morning saying that my package was going to be delivered. I was like, oh, that's exciting. And then I had a message at 2 o'clock in the afternoon saying your package has been taken to this particular place because it couldn't be delivered. I was like, excuse me. I've literally been home all day. No one knocked, no one rang the doorbell. And anyway, I had a bit of a combo with the FedEx guy, and he's like, well, you know, you can go and get it, or we can send it out to you, but it's going to take 7 to 14 days. I'm like, are you kidding? Like, this is not my mistake. You should be couriering it to me. Is that a word? Yeah, I'm like, you should be getting a courier to drop it to my house today. Anyway, he's like, all right, well, I'm going to have to talk to the courier who was supposed to drop it off and just see like what happened. And I'm like, well, I can tell you what happened. They didn't come to my house. I was using my finger, which was a terrible idea, under my eye here. Because now I have taken the product way too far down. But we'll fix that. God, I'm a week and a half off and I've forgotten how to do makeup. So yeah, anyway, I was like, he definitely didn't come to my house. And he's like, I'll call you back. Has he called me back? No, he hasn't. So I just went and got the product myself, which was very irritating. And it's like the principle of the matter. Okay, so that's what this is looking like. That's just the cream shadow. It's quite muted. I feel like, I don't know if I can go again if it layers up, because I'd really like it to be that vibrant cranberry shade, but I think, yeah, okay, so basically it's a matter of just building, layering it. You don't kind of get that pigment straight up, which is a bit annoying because I don't always have time to do this. But there it is. yeah, see, that colour's really nice. It's just that it took work to get there. All right, so I've just blended out the edges there. And I look like I've been punched in the face. But what I am gonna do actually is just take a smaller brush and dip into that product and put it on the lower lash line. There we go. So yeah, the building up of the product is kind of annoying because specifically this kind of product is supposed to be like a real quick one and done situation, right? Like you got your little cream and you got your powder and it should take a very short space of time. And I guess, you know, it would if you didn't want to get that really nice intense cranberry shade. Although if you're someone who is a bit afraid of darker eyeshadows, then this could be good for you because you can obviously control the intensity of it. I guess it depends on what your preferences are. So that's the bottom shade, the cream shade on. Now let's go with the top. It's a cute little package. It's the same as the Blush Ritual tint containers. All right, let's get this duochrome on the eye because I think this is going to be really pretty. God, I can't open it. There we go. Okay, not easy to open for moi. Probably fine for everyone else. All right, so once again, I'm just going to use my finger. Just like... That looks really nice over top. That's really pretty. I'm not sure if I zoom you in if you'll be able to really get the idea a little bit better. I definitely have a lot to look forward to too with my trip overseas and the show, doing the show in a couple of months. Hopefully I can get through it. That's really pretty. Let me zoom you in and see if you can get a better idea. Brighter light. I don't think you can really capture its full glory. I might just take... I can't stop. I just want to keep adding and adding and adding because it's so pretty. That's really, really pretty. Layering that topper on makes it much more special. I'll put a little bit here. Gorgeous. Right, so I did get in the mail from Mecca because I'm a Beauty Loop member. Mecca is like Sephora, but it's an Australian company. I got one of their Zoom shadow sticks, the matte ones in espresso. And if you have been on this channel before, you would know I love the one in terracotta. It's stunning. I use it all the time. So it's quite thick, but I want to try and use it as a bit of a liner. So it's just a really rich brown shade. So my naturopathic diet's been a bit off the rails since my birthday and being sick, I have to admit. I just wanted to eat yummy food. I was exhausted and I couldn't be bothered making a fancy salad every day. Nice. So it's been a bit off the rails, but I'll get back on and we'll see what happens. I can't remember if I told you, but I saw my endo specialist and I am booked in for surgery in May, so a week after I finish the Addams Family, for laparoscopic excision surgery, try and get some endo out again. My last one was 2 years ago, I think. Trying to tie line that up a little bit as well. The traffic out there today. That's nice. My neighbour across the road had 3 cars stolen last week. And it's not because this is a bad area. He's kind of got some things in his past that I think it's connected to, but a bit of a shock. Can't even imagine coming home and just, oh, where are my cars? It's pretty intense. I'm going to keep it fairly simple. I do want to brighten it up though, so in the inner corner of the eye, I'm going to take a Terra Moons eyeshadow in the shade Celestial Petal, which looks like that. Terra Moons has a new release as well I need to get around. I can't decide if I want to pick up the new Glaminatrix eyeshadow palette or not, because I'm not really a big fan of pastel eyeshadows. So, and I'm pretty sure, isn't it called like the pastel palette or something? So I'm waiting to be inspired. The thing is though, I really love the quality of the Glaminatrix formula. Glaminatrix is an Australian indie makeup brand. I just want to go over the top of that eyeshadow with something from the Muse palette, just because it's a bit bluer than I thought. And also with Glaminatrix, it's literally the only time I can order indie makeup and it'll get to me before everyone else. Except obviously the people that are getting it in, what's that word? PR. Oh my God, it's not even a word, it's 2 letters. So let me know if you think I should pick it up or not. I'm curious to try their blushes, that's for sure. And I just want to soften this out with this little brush. I'm really wanting to be inspired by a release, but I'm not feeling super inspired at the moment by palettes as such. I'm feeling inspired by other things. But yeah, it's been a bit since I've seen a palette that's taken my fancy, other than the Bella Beauté, the Ultraviolet palette I would love to try. However, postage is ridiculous to Australia. It's very annoying. Just using a Colourpop gel liner in my waterline. It's like a pinky shade. So yeah, I'm hoping someone releases something soon that I'm inspired by. But the thing is, I'm not a big fan of cool tones, particularly, and I'm not a huge pastel lover, so feels like that's kind of what's been coming up. I'll just pop some mascara on and I'll come back to you. You don't want to be here for that. It's so boring. Okay, back with mascara on, and now let's put some blush on. Actually, I'm gonna use this Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light wand first. I'm trying to get some use out of it. I don't like it. It's nothing to do with the texture because I like it in other shades. I just don't like this shade, which is the Spotlight one, which is the, you know, pale highlighting shade. But I'm thinking if I layer it under my blush, we'll see. We shall see how it goes. I'm gonna pat that down with my sponge, work it in a bit. I just don't like it. I just like things with a bit more warmth. And honestly, I prefer my Iconic London Rollaway Glow formula for a highlight to this. I think it's just a lot more liquidy and it just, I don't know, melds into my skin in a much nicer way. So for blush, we're going to use the RMS Beauty Redimension Hydra Powder Blush in Hanky Panky. Love this shade. It's very unique. All right, I'm using the Sonia G Sheer Buffer brush that I have been using non-stop since the Beautylish Lucky Bag arrived, and this was in it. Never owned a Sonia G brush before, but I just really like this one. And I would never have bought it because of the price, so I'm really glad I have it. It was obviously meant to come and live with me. I think this blush is so good with this eyeshadow. Match made in heaven, you might say. Always reminds me of the Madonna song from, is it from Dick Tracy? Like a really quite old movie. I don't wanna talk, I just wanna hanky panky. Remember that? Yeah. Okay, so blush is on. And I like it over the highlight. That looks nice and radiant. Happy with that. And for lips, let's finish this baby off with, oh, I suppose I could use the Auric lip glaze since it's in front of me. This is the, sorry, Plush Ritual Tint. For some reason, I've just decided to call it a lip glaze. And the shade is Haze. I'm just going to use that. I really like this product though. It feels so nice on the lips. And I like the shade too. I wouldn't mind more shades in this. There's a sale. Okay, so that's the face completed. Flattened my hair, but that's fine. That is the finished look. Thank you so much for getting ready with me today. Just to recap, I enjoyed using this. It felt really nice on the skin. So I'm going to be interested to see how well it keeps my foundation on and yeah, how matte it keeps it through the T-zone. The Auric eyeshadow. I really love the look of the topper layered over the cream shadow, but if I was just planning on using a cream shadow, I probably wouldn't go for this one because I had to layer it up to really get that pop of vibrant color. I'd love to know what your favorite cream eyeshadows are that have the most pigment. So, you know, one that you can just be like, and there's the color, there's the pigment right there. Let me know in the comments below. Yeah, the foundation, too glowy for me. I like glowy, but this is like, I felt sweaty. Just blending that a little bit more out there. But if you like glowy and you have drier skin, it's probably going to be a good foundation for you. Definitely worth looking into. It's definitely not going to be one I'm picking up the full size of though. Yeah, too glowy. So anyway, thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope that you will subscribe before you vamoose and leave a comment, leave a thumbs up. It all really means the world to me. Love having you here, and I hope to see you back here once again very soon for more makeup fun on the Dally Diaries.